In this video, you will learn about setting parental controls on your iPad, iPod Touch, or iPhone. This allows you to prevent access to certain features and content on your device in order to make it a more safe and secure environment for your children. In subsequent tech tips, we'll discuss parental controls on computers. So on your mobile device, your iPad, iPod Touch, or iPhone, begin by clicking on the Settings button on your home screen. And then tap on the General in the left column. You'll see that's highlighted. And then scroll down and find the Restrictions tabs. Tap on that, and then Enable Restrictions. So you're going to need to set a passcode that you keep private from your children, and it's really important that you write that down, because if you forget the passcode, you will need to perform a factory restore on your device in order to remove it. So I'm going to stick with a very simple one for now, but you would not use this one. You want something more complicated than the one I just used right there. You can see that you're going to be able to make changes on some of the apps, on content, and then on privacy. So we're going to look up here and start with the apps. So you can choose to turn off any of the apps that are shown here. So for example, maybe you don't want your children to have access to FaceTime or the iTunes Store. I definitely would turn off deleting apps, because especially younger children will often accidentally delete apps. And I would definitely turn off in-app purchases. So this will prevent your children from accidentally or on purpose ordering extra coins in Plants vs. Zombies or something like that. All right, then you scroll down and you can make changes for the content that you allow. So for example, music and podcasts. I would definitely change that to clean from explicit. Movies, you can disallow all movies, or you can choose which ratings to allow. So go through and just make your choices for the various things here. In websites, you can choose to limit adult content. You can actually choose to have only specific websites allowable. And you can see that they have created a list for you that you can alter, you can add to if you want. So make your choice about that. And then the default is for the password to be required for purchases after 15 minutes. I like to change that to immediately. All right, the next section is the privacy section, but before we do that, let's go back over to the left column, and below the General, which is the currently highlighted one, just below that is Privacy. So we're going to click on that. And you want location services to be turned on, because that enables Find My Phone to work on your device, which is really great. If your device is misplaced or lost, that will help you locate it. However, if you tap on location services, you want to have it turned on, but then you have a list of apps that use location services, and you can turn that on or off app by app. So if I want Google to know my location, then I could click that, but I don't want some other app. So you just scroll down through the apps that are on your particular device, and you can turn on or off the location services for those individual apps. And I do recommend keeping the location services on in general and then turning it off app by app. All right, now we can go back to General, and we'll go back to the restrictions. Since I have the restrictions on, I do need to enter my passcode. And then I'll come down to the privacy settings, tap on location services, and then I want to click Don't Allow Changes. So that will restrict my children from making changes on that. You can go through these other items on here and restrict the changes or not. So for example, here are our list of apps that are asking, they want access to my microphone. So these are all apps that I've said it's okay for the microphone to be used. I can change it to don't allow changes or leave it, depending on your particular circumstances. Okay, so let's scroll down and do a couple more things. Under allow changes to accounts, I will change that to don't allow changes. And then at the very bottom, I turn off multiplayer games because I don't want my children playing games with online with others. And I also turn off adding friends, but that's up to your own discretion. One final warning. Depending on the parental controls you set, you may notice that certain apps or certain features are not available on your device. For example, if you disable FaceTime, that FaceTime icon will disappear from your home screen. And if you decide you want to use that app, you'll need to enter the passcode to enable the app. So just remember, after you've enabled parental controls, if you encounter a problem, an app, something not working that was working before, remember that you may have changed a setting in parental controls that affects that. And just go into that parental controls and double check to see if something that a setting you changed is affecting the way your apps are working now. But this should help with restricting access to certain things that you want to keep away from the kids at this point.